Detox your life, spirit, mind, body with itstheg.com. Detox your life with itstheg.com. You already know what it is, and already know what we do here. We talk about detoxing ourselves, our lives, spirit, mind, and body. Because it's very important that we remove these toxins, especially with what's going on in the world right now, with just so much, viruses and just the mentality of people are toxic. When I'm out here on these roads, when I'm out here in these streets, people are just freaking cray-cray. They drive like bats out of hell. Isn't that the old saying? They drive like bats out of hell. And I'd be like, I can't. Before I go out into these roads, before I go out into these streets, I gotta take some adaptogens. And what adaptogen is a certain herb or supplement that helps to balance out your stress levels. That's why yoga is important to me and meditation is important to me, because I know that I have to deal with this world. When I leave my house, when I leave my home, I have to deal with other people and people that may not be on the same type of frequency as I am. And that is why I thoroughly enjoy hanging out with myself. I thoroughly enjoy being with myself. But of course, because I am in this world, I still must, be out and about and kind of be around people, go to the stores, get things, even my children, have to pick them up, take them places. And so I have to be around people because, it's just human nature. All this social distancing stuff, it just, first of all, is an oxymoron and it doesn't make sense. How can you be socially distant? I mean, yeah, the internet creates that, but, as social beings, it's only natural for us to be together, because how can you separate what we are? We are all one on this planet Earth. Like, we're all in this big ball of life. When you look on a higher level, like, individualism is an illusion. Like, we're all kind of together in this. So it doesn't make sense to talk about social distancing and all that. But when we are together, we have to understand that not everyone's on a level. And so that you absorb frequencies, you absorb energy when you are around people, because everybody emits frequencies through their aura. And a lot of the times, like I'm currently in the process of enrolling in a massage therapy school, because I had this nice ass massage the other day, like last week, and yes, darling, that ish was bomb. It relieved and got out so much kinks out of my body through the pressure points, and I didn't realize I was that tense, and it just got a lot of that stuff out of my muscles. And massage therapy is always something that I wanted to learn and I wanted to bring to people. And so I am currently in the process of going to school for it. And I was talking to one of the students at the school, and it was just casual conversation. It was just kind of asking her how did she like the program and, what she thought of it and everything like that. And of course, she liked it. And she said one thing that she noticed, that when she does the massages, because they have a clinical area. So once you reach a certain level in the program, you're able to actually massage other people that come in for massages. And she said it was draining. She said, this is draining. Like, she said, you get like that. She said, just make sure you eat right and stuff like that, because, you can get drained. And of course I knew why. I wasn't going to come in like I was like some kind of expert or anything. I knew why, she was feeling drained, is because, when you're touching people and you're around people, you're absorbing their energy. And as a healer, we have to definitely be more mindful of cleansing ourselves in all type of ways. And that's why I'm very passionate when it comes to detoxing and cleansing, because I understand what that is. Because if as a healer, we're going to absorb probably much more, because we're actually helping people to release those toxins, and people don't even realize they're releasing their toxins onto us. But when we are mindful and conscious of it, we know that that's what they're doing, and we have to get that off of us. Otherwise, we're going to feel weighted down. And a lot of the times, even as someone like, as a healer and someone who knows this information, I feel weighted down a lot. And I've noticed that when I start to feel weighted down like that, I have to take a cleansing bath. I have to take a spiritual bath. And that's just to kind of release that out of my aura. Like, it's so important. And then once I do, I feel so much energized and so much better. And not to mention, I have kids. I got so much things I need to do. So it's imperative that I cleanse my body. It's imperative that I allow that release to happen, because I know what it feels like as far as like on a depression level. I know what it feels like when you're weighted down by the world and don't know why. There was and then especially when your light shines. When your light shine bright and you got like hella energy like I do, people latch on. And I have noticed this, like, I don't want to like speak too in depth of this situation, but there was a situation with this girl, and she pretty much was someone who was very popular. A lot of people knew her, and they were always surrounding her. And from the outside looking in, it seemed like, well, she got a lot of love in her life. She got a lot of support. But in actuality, what you realize is these people that had been surrounding her were leeches. They were like leeches, sucking her life away. And eventually they sucked her life away to the point that she took her life. And so she's no longer here. But I saw it and I observed it, how people can just absorb your energy. And when you're not careful, when you don't know how to protect yourself, it can literally kill you. It can literally bring you down to a point where you are just like, I'm just ready to die. And I have felt that. So I understood it on a perspective. And so that's why I love being by myself. I thoroughly enjoy being by myself. In addition to like detoxing your life and detoxing just your spirit, mind, and body and your aura, it is important as well to detox your environment. We must detox our environment. There was a saying once that, your environment is stronger than your willpower, and that your environment can shape, you're pretty much, of course, your reality. So where you're at, who you're around, can shape a lot of what really actually happens in your life. And I used to think what that meant when I first heard it, because I was still doing dance fitness. I was still all up in these fitness centers, just giving away my energy and absorbing everybody else's energy and just feeling like she isn't it, and I was still smoking at that time. And I was just looking for a way out of that reality. I was looking a way out, but I had got myself so caught up in that life, I didn't know how to get out. And when I heard that saying, I was like, how the heck do I get out of this environment? How the heck do I change my environment? Like, do I move? Like, I can't move because it wasn't realistic, or, things like that. And I just felt stuck. Like, my goodness, the feeling of being stuck, until time started happening. And, of course, the pandemic hit, and it forced everyone inside. It forced our realities and our environments pretty much to shift. It forced us to shift how we did things. And that's when I got more in tune with my home. And I realized, man, it wasn't at a certain level of peace in my home. Because I was too outside of myself. Like, I was too outside into the fitness centers, into dance fitness, into the dance fitness community. I was still very much living externally while I was inside my home. instead of just shedding that stuff and continuing to have the peacefulness that I needed in my house. And it brought a lot of disruption in my household. And then when the pandemic hit, was around the time that I had just partnered with someone, and she was opening this dance therapy studio, and I was like, yeah, I'm on board to help you help you build it. And then the pandemic hit, so of course we took a break, but it started to put me in an alignment to myself. And then a couple months after, I started doing the detoxing, and when I really started cleaning my internal body is when I started to see how I slowly started to shift and change my external environment. And there's an old axiom that says, as within, so without. So when we cleanse ourselves internally, it's automatically, inevitably going to change our environment externally. Because if you live in chaos, okay, if you live in chaos and disorder, and that's because your mind is chaotic and disorderly. And that is exactly what I was going through. Oh my gosh, I felt like everything around me was just chaos because my mind was chaos. I couldn't focus on a single thing. I couldn't just get myself together. Even now, there's still some aspects of chaos, but not really. Actually, there's I'm more in a position now in my life where it's not chaos, but it's more so I'm just chilling. Like, I'm good with just me and my environment. I've gotten to a point where I'm so chill. I'm so chilling at peace. Like, I really don't care to be out there and put myself out there too much. Like, I like this, I love doing podcasting and my website, and it's just fun to me. But it's not something I feel like I have to be on this grind. I have to push. I have to be on social media. I got to talk to people. I got to be all up in their energy. I just don't like doing stuff like that. I don't like being on social media. I don't like putting myself out there, like feeling like it's a popularity contest or something. I really don't. Like, this honestly is enough for me. Just doing this, talking on the podcast. Because I don't have to get cute. I don't have to do none of that. I can just be real with you. And that's enough for me. But definitely, it took some time. It took some time for me to find what I liked. It took some time for me to find what I could do, and it took some cleansing of my environment. And I had it was like these bath salts I had got online, and they were called uncrossing, because I believe in spiritual magic. I believe in energy, and I believe in all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I utilize it. It don't matter if I believe it or not, because truth is truth. One thing we have to realize, that truth is truth. I mean, even if I didn't believe in spiritual magic and all that stuff and certain elements, don't mean that it still ain't working in my life. It's just working subconsciously. But anyways, so I had these bath salts. They were called uncrossing bath salts, and they had certain herbs and things like that were designed to cleanse out negativity out of our lives and bring about better energy into our lives, and protect us from those negative things that can come into our lives. And so I kind of did this ritual the other day in which I put the bath salts into this a spray bottle. I mean, you can put it into like your anything you want somehow, but anyway, and I just cleansed my house. I literally just took this wash and I cleansed my walls, I cleansed my doors, I cleansed my floors, the hardwood floors, and just to get the energy in my house at a certain level, because as I'm increasing my body and I'm increasing my level in that way, my home is absorbing, right? No matter how much I smudge, I use my sage stick, I smudge often, but no matter how much I smudge, the walls and everything are still absorbing a lot of the toxins that we emit in the house. And from the year past, from us being in a lot of dysfunction, chaos, the walls and the floors have been absorbing my healing and my children's healing. And they have been absorbing what we have been releasing. And so what this wash was doing was washing that away out of the walls. And when I tell you, like, because I love energy, I just love energy, and I love what it does. Because when I tell you that it brought about a whole different type of feel in my house. My house feels peaceful. I feel like I cleansed a lot of the energy. I can feel the presence of just that cleansing in my environment. And then after I did that cleansing, and I was fully focused, I was going ham, just cleaning, like, yo, I'm getting a deep scrub in this house, just with everything, cleaning out corners, I clean out things that no longer serve my purpose. And that's important, cleaning out these closets, cleaning out these, like, every so often, you just gotta cleanse and get the energy flowing. But when I was doing that, I was just, saying positive affirmations. I was just kind of visualizing things that I wanted it to do, to bringing that peace and that harmony. And then afterwards, what I did was I took a nice cleansing bath. So I took a nice cleansing bath to kind of get that energy that from doing that out of me as well, and letting that go down the drain. And then of course you smudge everything, and then now your environment, your air and everything is clear and rejuvenated. And it's so important to have that. And that's what I mean about changing our environment. When I had no clue how to change my environment, because I had a limited perspective, thinking that changing my environment meant moving. No, changing my environment meant just changing how I see my environment. So I had to rearrange some things. And this was a while ago when the pandemic started and stuff. I started to slowly kind of just rearrange things in my house. I added more plants into my home. So now I have more plants. They kind of give me good air. Because as you know, let me break down the science in case if you don't remember elementary. If elementary even taught you, because public schools and nowadays. Plants pretty much, of course, give out oxygen that we breathe, and they absorb the carbon dioxide that we breathe out. So therefore, any plant is air purifying, because it's constantly helping you to recycle the air that's in the house, so you don't have a lot of trapped carbon in the house, and that something is actually absorbing it and pushing out cleaner air. It's very important to have plants in your house because it helps you breathe. So that even can change the environment just by getting a plant. But you want to also make sure that the plant has a pleasant environment to be in and to grow, because plants are alive too. So you want to give them a healthy environment to grow. So when you are able to nourish a life such as a plant, you're able to really bring about just a different energy within yourself, and in a cleansing. When I talk about detox your life, darling, I mean it. I mean, really, you gonna detox your life, and on some levels, and I mean every type of level. Some of us have not. Some of y'all, and I'm not gonna say us because I've started. I'm on a deep level of this cleansing journey, but some of you have not even begun. Some of you have not even begun. And with the way the world is going right now, and you haven't even begun, then darling, you need to start now. Start now on a point where you're like, okay, yeah, I gotta get right. Because you need to start paying attention to what's going on. Because when you start to cleanse your life, when you start to cleanse your body, spirit, mind, and body, but when you start to really just start cleansing your body, eating differently, just removing toxins at a time. Just at a time. You ain't gotta be perfect, darling. Like, I started out with I just stopped eating meat and meat products. It don't mean that I'm perfect. I still may eat processed foods. I don't eat a lot of sugars, but I still eliminated a major toxin. I inputted plants into my life so I can see that there is a plant base, so I'm eating more plants. So it's small steps, small little steps that just kind of get you there. So you don't necessarily have to just be perfect. The thing is, just find one thing to try, and then you'll notice that it's going to continue on. And it's not a quick fix. It's going to take years. It's going to take maybe 8 years, some years, maybe a couple months, depending on who you are and what you're really around. But the key is just to start, because the way the world is going, you don't want to be left behind in this world. You don't want to be stuck into this matrix. There's a matrix, and you don't want to be stuck in a certain level of this matrix. You want to rise above on a certain level of this matrix and dominate it. Dominate your own self and your own reality. But I don't want to get too deep onto that. I just wanted to say, start now. And I actually have this 5-day detox tea that I have going on right now. It's a little special that I'm doing, because with the 5-day detox tea, I'm also giving a detox plan. So that way it makes it easy. I'm not going to just hand you the tea and say good luck. I'm giving you a detox plan that's kind of going to give you a guideline to what it's going to be like to start to detox your life. It's called 5 Days Towards a Total Lifestyle Change. You'll be able to find it on the website. So make sure you go to itstheg.com and get that. And for a limited of time, I am actually throwing in the CBD coffee that by this company called Tava that I want you to try if you're a coffee drinker. It's a more calm coffee. It doesn't give you all those extreme jitters. I'm not much of a coffee drinker, but the people that do drink coffee that I know who have tried it, they absolutely love it. I've tried it from time to time, but I prefer herbal teas to start my day and throughout my day. But from time to time, I might drink a little bit of the coffee. So in that 5-day supply, I'm going to give a sample of that coffee for a limited of time. So make sure you go and check that out. Like I said, at itstheg.com. Stay locked into the podcast, because this is healing for me. This is therapeutic to me, and this is what I like. And I hope that you like it too, and hope that you get value and gain a lot of value just from tuning in and listening. So thank you so much, darlings. May you have a beautiful day, and I'll catch you later. Hotep and Ashe.